what happened in Oklahoma City, and how confident are you here tonight?
Recovered. Yeah, we lost the basketball game, man. Definitely want to win that one, just like every game we play. But it was a quick turnaround. We got to move on. We got another game. We got one more, chance to move on. So we're excited about that.
What do you have to do tonight differently?
I think offensively we got to put the ball in the basket a little bit more. I think that'll help. Defensively we were really good. Outside of the 21 threes, I want to say more than half of those were contested. And but like I said, that's what they do. We got to make it even tougher on them. But I thought defensively we were good, and we just got to continue to play with that. Play as hard as we did, throughout the whole series. We got to, take it up in the level.
KD, you seem real relaxed, not down at all. How do you do that and not think about what's happened, in the last few games?
It's tough. After the game, I was definitely upset and, angry with myself, and it's one to win. That's just a part of being a competitor. Everybody in our locker room felt the same way. But like I said, we got a quick turnaround. We can't walk into the day, into shoot around, into breakfast meetings and be upset. When we got another opportunity. We can't squander that one away by getting in our own heads. So just try to move past it and it's a great opportunity to play at the highest level with one game to go to get to the finals. We like having that opportunity. So it's easy to come in here and kind of let it go, learn from it, and move on.
You and Russ aren't the only guys with percentage shooting numbers down a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about the difficulty in playoffs like this of getting shots off, and you're not going to be knocking down 50% of shots?
Yeah, that's just how the playoffs is. Their guys on the other end aren't doing this. They're doing the same thing. I think that's throughout the playoffs. That's just how it is. But I think what wins games is not really. When you shoot over 50%, that's I think that's kind of rare in the playoffs. To be honest, now I look at it, especially this late in the playoffs. And I think defensively, if you come in and cover your assignment and follow the game plan on the defensive end, then that usually wins games for you. So, we shot bad, but the game was, both teams had opportunity to win the game late in the game, and I think that's because of our defense. So. We got to be aggressive, Russell and myself. We can't worry about how many shots we miss. We got to continue to be aggressive and open things up for our teammates as well. And but I think the way our teammates follow how we play on the defensive end. I think we stepped it up a level in this series, and we got to be even better tonight.
After having those struggles in the last two games shooting and giving up a 3-1 lead, how much pressure are you feeling going into this one tonight?
It's like I said, it's one game to play, and being up 3-1, we knew the series wasn't over. We knew that this team was going to keep fighting. We knew that, we supposed to, come into every game knowing that it's going to be a dogfight. So, we're here now. We can't do anything about, the two games that we lost. So we just got to move on and go out there and have fun playing. This is a great moment that not a lot of people get the opportunity to enjoy. So we got to move on and play the game, man. We still got 48 minutes of basketball to play.
You've been in a couple beneficial to have played in 2 7th games and won those. Is that something that you as a core can draw from a little bit?
And you can draw from a lot, just like I've been saying, it's basketball at the end of the day. Playing in game sevens or not playing to play. At the end of the day, it's basketball. A lot of these guys, on our team haven't been in this situation. A couple of their guys probably haven't been in that situation before. But it's just about playing basketball. And I think that's one thing we just got to, all other stuff that comes with, playoffs, game sevens, all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, it's about basketball. You scale all that stuff back, you still got to play.
Did those game sevens feel any different to you when you played in them? As more like college and one and done kind of thing? If you lose, you're out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the theme of tonight. And you win, you move on. You lose, you go home. Simple as that. And like I said, we just got to go out there and play. We can't put too much pressure on ourselves. Just go out there and be relaxed, follow the game plan, play with passion, and play as hard as we can. And we'll like our chances.
With you took 19 first half shots. Was that you kind of trying to just put the hammer down on them, or did you feel like that's what the defense was giving?
That's what the defense is giving me. I just try to be as aggressive. Maybe a few shots that I wish I'd have made. I'd have shot better. If I'd have made a few of those shots, a couple wide open ones, some layups that I missed. But I'm gonna continue to be aggressive. I'm not gonna leave anything on the table. I left my heart and soul out there on the court every game this playoffs, so I could live with the missed shots and turnovers and all that stuff. I leave everything. I leave every part of me out there on that court. So whatever happens throughout the game, it happens. But I know I'm gonna play as hard as I can.
Speaking of that, you got almost 45 minutes. It's been such a long series, and you had a physical one with San Antonio. How are you physically? Are you about the same as you've been?
Yeah, I feel great. I had a lot of time off last year, so I feel great.
Anybody else?
Last time you were here,
Last one for Kev.
Mo Cheeks was talking about the 3-1 lead. Did he have a message for you this time? What did he say?
No, just we could talk about it. We could talk about scenarios and what happened in the past and what we need to. It just comes down to playing basketball, man. Whoever wants it, it's X's and O's don't matter at this point. We both, like I said, we know what they're gonna do. They know what we're gonna do. We know their tendencies. We know all their players, all their plays, all that stuff. But we just gotta go out there and play, hard basketball for 48 minutes and walk off that court with no regrets, no matter what.